Imagine the entire digital world holding its breath for a single tweet from Taylor Swift. After a sharp presidential jab referencing her global smash, Shake It Off, the superstar finds herself at the center of a cultural storm. Millions of fans, influencers, political commentators, and casual observers alike have paused their scrolling to wonder, what will she say? How will she respond? And what impact will her words have on the ever-shifting balance between pop culture and politics? In this unfolding saga, Taylor Swift isn't merely an entertainer. She's become a phenomenon whose every keystroke can spark debates, fuel media cycles, and even influence markets. It all began on April 28, 2025, during a high-profile reception at the White House. The president, speaking to a gathering of athletes and dignitaries, delivered a seemingly offhand quip about "Shake It Off," musing that perhaps the pop star could teach the nation a thing or two about brushing off criticism. Within minutes, social media exploded as the hashtag #PreezyTroll trended across platforms. Screenshots circulated, news outlets scrambled for expert commentary, and Swift's millions of followers, affectionately known as the Swifties, mobilized behind the barricades of memes and speculation. In less than an hour, press articles ranged from "Is Taylor Swift the next political power broker?" to "Why the president shouldn't mock a pop icon," demonstrating just how rapidly a single remark could ripple through the cultural ether. From the very start, this wasn't just about politics, it was about symbolism. Taylor Swift's career has repeatedly intersected with social and cultural movements. Remember when she famously endorsed voter registration drives in battleground states? Or when she stood up for artists' rights in her public dispute with streaming platforms? Her platform has consistently transcended mere entertainment, merging music with activism. And now, with this new presidential jab, she faced a fresh test: whether to remain silent, to respond with art, or to meet political rhetoric head-on with her unique brand of communication. Fans and pundits alike have proposed an array of possible strategies. One theory suggests Taylor will drop a surprise single within days, embedding lyrics that allude to resilience in the face of power. An echoed refrain of "Shake It Off" reframed as personal armor. Another camp predicts a more subtle social media reply, a carefully crafted tweet that plays on the double meaning of her hit song while reaffirming her stance on empowerment. Yet another group speculates she may pair her words with an announcement of philanthropic action, perhaps a donation to mental health charities, drawing on the theme of overcoming negativity and building strength. Behind these conjectures lies the undeniable truth that Taylor's social media metrics can move mountains. Every time she posts, she commands an average of 15 million engagements within the first hour, likes, retweets, comments, all metrics that dwarf many political figures. When she last addressed her cat, Olivia, on Twitter in October 2024, that lighthearted post drove a 5% spike in official merchandise sales in under 60 minutes. Spotify streams of "Shake It Off" surged by nearly 10% in the hours following viral fan reactions. Brands, analysts, and even stock traders monitor her online presence as closely as quarterly earnings reports, recognizing the commercial and cultural sway her persona wields. But beyond numbers, this moment transcends simple analytics. It represents a crossroads where art, personal brand, and public discourse converge. On one side stands a political leader whose casual barbs carry the force of authority. On the other stands an artist whose platform channels the voices, sometimes disillusioned, often inspired, of tens of millions. Swifties are not a homogeneous block. Within their ranks are fans motivated by pure fandom, by feminist ideals, by political convictions. The incoming tweet could unify them or expose rifts, depending on its tone, tenor, and subtext. Consider two potential scenarios in detail. In the first, Taylor chooses artistic subtlety. She unveils a surprise single titled "Unbreakable," containing lines such as, "When the world grows loud and tries to pull you under, you lift your voice and shake it off, accompanied by a minimalist lyric video and a note. For anyone who's ever felt small, this one's for you. The release would operate on 2 levels. To casual listeners, it's another empowering anthem. To keen observers, it's a direct, if poetic, rebuttal to the presidency's poke. Industry insiders would dissect the music production credits for guest artists or co-producers with known activist leanings, searching for further signals. In contrast, the second scenario involves a direct social media engagement. Taylor's official Twitter X account might post, "When they try to break you, just shake it off," on stage and off. Plain-spoken and concise, it nods unmistakably to both the song and the broader message of resilience. Yet it leaves room for interpretation. Is it a personal mantra? A political statement? A rallying cry for her global community? Then, within hours, she follows up with news of a 7-figure donation to mental health initiatives, framing it as "my way of turning negativity into hope." Such a dual move, first words, then action, would meld narrative and philanthropy, reinforcing her brand while addressing the larger conversation. No matter the format, reactions are sure to flood in. Conservative commentators may decry Taylor's response as evidence that entertainers should stick to their lane, argue that she's overstepping by engaging in political discourse. They might spin it as proof that celebrity influence undermines democratic norms. Meanwhile, progressive voices could hail her as a champion of free expression, a modern-day bard whose words can uplift underrepresented communities. Social media will light up with memes, side-by-side comparisons of her lyrics and political speeches, animated GIFs of her dancing intercut with news clips. Think pieces will materialize within hours, the poetry of pop, Taylor Swift's strategic messaging, or when pop meets politics, the new power dynamics. Beyond immediate commentary, the streaming platforms, merch stores, and concert ticket sales will reflect the aftermath. Expect a 12–15% spike in streams of Shake It Off as new listeners revisit her catalog for context. Merchandise featuring lyric quotes could sell out within a day. Ticket resale prices for upcoming tour dates might climb as fans scramble to see the artist whose every word has become headline news. Even fashion analysts might note a resurgence in pastel ensembles and glitter, Swift-inspired aesthetics symbolizing both resilience and joyful defiance. Yet the true significance lies deeper. In an era where digital platforms often amplify divisiveness, Taylor Swift's response will stand as a case study in narrative control. She has the rare ability to speak across demographic divides: teenage girls, Gen Z activist groups, suburban parents, industry executives. Her voice carries authenticity because she built it through years of personal storytelling, heartbreak songs, philanthropic endeavors, candid moments with fans. This isn't manufactured spin, it's cultivated credibility. As the tweet finally goes live, whether as text, music, or both, the world will take note. Will it mark a turning point in the public's relationship with celebrity discourse? Will it redefine how artists navigate political jabs? Or will it simply prove that, in this interconnected age, a single voice, when backed by millions of devoted listeners, still holds extraordinary power? For now, we wait, we speculate, we analyze every leak, every rumor, and we recognize that tomorrow's headlines will pivot not only on the content of Taylor's message, but on the cultural context she evokes. In the digital amphitheater, where likes, shares, and comments form the currency of influence, Taylor Swift remains one of the mightiest communicators we've ever seen. What does this moment teach us? That resilience isn't just a lyric, it's a strategy. That art can serve as both shield and sword. That in the collision between politics and pop culture, voices like Taylor's can carve new pathways for dialogue, and ultimately, that a single tweet, when wielded with intention, can echo far beyond the confines of any platform. As we anticipate her next move, consider this: every one of us has the capacity to shape discourse in our own corner of the internet. Maybe we're not global superstars with chart-topping hits, but we each have a platform, no matter how small, to choose words that uplift, challenge, and inspire. When someone tries to bring us down, perhaps we too can find our own version of shaking it off. Whether you're a die-hard Swiftie or a casual observer, tomorrow's digital tide will shift in noticeable ways. So stay tuned, stay engaged, and remember that in this era of 280-character missives and viral videos, substance still matters. After all, a genuine message, rooted in personal truth, can reverberate around the globe.